Welcome to the Serious Shift Blogcast. We have only one question. What does Serious Shift mean to you? To answer that and much more, here's your host, Dennis Moseley-Williams.
Hi, I'm Dennis, and welcome back one more time to the Serious Shift Blogcast. Really nice to have your attention this morning. Thank you. Here's my question for you. Why is your work important? And if you took a moment to think about what your answer is, I wonder if it will change by the time we get to the end of this little blog here. So here's what inspired this blog. I fly all over, as you know, and I often get to meet somebody kind of interesting on the airplane. Case in point, I meet a guy who's on his way to interview for an OHL head coaching position, an Ontario Hockey League head coaching position. So just in case you're unaware, the OHL is a pretty serious hockey league, okay? This is a big league. The OHL, the Quebec Major Junior League, known affectionately as the Q, and the Western Hockey League, they probably supply maybe as much as 70% of the players that go on to play in the NHL. So if you play in the OHL, there's a really good chance you're going to get drafted and get to be a professional hockey player. And if you coach in it, there's a really good chance you're going to go on to the NHL. And I find people who excel at these things really interesting. Like, there's only so many head coaching positions. How the heck did you get it? Like, how did you get this interview? When did you start? And every story's always the same, right? Oh, I started as the water bottle kid on the team in my neighborhood. Like, oh my goodness. And he's worked his way all the way up to this. Fascinating stuff. So we're talking all about coaching and team dynamics and hockey stories and all these things. And I asked him if he studies really good coaches. And if so, he must, of course. And if he does, what are the common things that they, share? So it's like best practices, right? Like, what are they? I'm fascinated by this. Anyway, of all the great things he told me, he said one thing that made me literally, like I said to him, oh, wait, I need to just think on what you just said. So he goes, what makes a good coach a great coach? Or what makes a great coach? It isn't the X's and O's. It's not, and he goes, it's not my ability to adjust a game plan on the fly. Like when I realize what the other team is doing, or we have an injury, or we're just getting overpowered or outmatched. That's not what makes a great coach, okay, is the X's and O's, explaining them, he said. He says, at this level, we're all good coaches. Like, everybody can do that. We live and breathe hockey. We love it. That's why we do it. So he's like, I don't think technically, there's little things here and there, little tricks of the trade, but for the most part, we're all really good. Makes sense. Like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I mean, think about your own industry. At a certain level, you guys are all really good at what you do, right? It's not like there's somebody whose success makes no sense to you, right? We all get to a certain level where we recognize what we do within each other. Anyhow, what he says, he goes, no, what makes a great coach is they remind the player why they love the game. And I was just like, I said, wow, that's big. Let me think on that. Now, if I just think about hockey and coaching kids to play hockey, it makes sense to me. If I can get my entire team excited about, playing hockey and feeling fortunate to play hockey, to roll out of bed in the morning and they can't believe they're part of such a great team and what a privilege it is to get to do something you love and, all that great stuff, I get it. I get how if I can get in their head and remind them that they love the game, I can appreciate why they would be easier to manage in practice and easier to coach and all that great stuff. But it's how he said, I remind them that they love the game. And I started thinking about what I do. And let's just say, corporately speaking, what we do here, we will just agree, just for this purpose, we're going to call it coaching. Okay, so it's the same idea. It's X's and O's. Here's the strategy. Here's what you want to do with your business. Here's the tactics. Here's the X's and O's. Here's how this is the offense that we're going to deploy here, the resources we're going to deploy to make this strategy pay off. It's what we do. But it isn't what we do. It's just the X's and O's. It's just the technical knowledge. There's always technical knowledge. In every job in the world, there's technical knowledge. You want to be a contractor, there's how much weight can a load-bearing wall hold, right? How do you have to put the roof on? What's the angle? If you're a teacher, how do you do a lesson plan? If you're a financial advisor, it's a financial plan. If you're a interior decorator or whatever, there's technical knowledge that you know. And let's agree that anybody who knows technical knowledge can always, more or less be reasonably assured that there's going to be a living out there. There's a job out there for them. And if we talk to any of the people that I just listed, they'd say, oh yeah, and there's certain things that I've learned that, you only learn when you're in the trade. Inside are tricks of the trade, secret stuff, passed on from one lamplighter to the next lamplighter, etc., etc. Right on. But none of that either, not even the secret stuff, is what makes us really good. What makes us really, really good, in any endeavor, what separates a good waiter from a great waiter is this. The great waiter understands why their work is important, and the good waiter doesn't. The good waiter is just trying to do a really good job. The great waiter sees themselves and the role they play in a person's life, right? They see it, how important their job actually is. In any endeavor, if you break it down and look, you'll see the difference between really, really good and great is that the person who's really great knows what makes their work important. Okay? Same thing with me. Why? And same thing with you. Why is your work important? Same reason mine is. Okay? Because you're reminding your people why they love the game, whatever their game is. Okay? That's what I'm here to do too. I'm here to remind you that you love doing work that matters and you love making a difference. You love it. It's not the technical stuff. That's just part of it. That's just the tricks of the trade. That's just the stuff that you need to do to get the job done for your client. But what makes you as good as you are, or what will make you as good as you want to be, is when you recognize and understand and appreciate why your work's important. Your work's important because you're reminding people that they love the game. Okay? Start working on that and see where it takes you. As always, thank you very much for your time. It means a lot. Be well, and I'll talk to you soon.
We hope you enjoyed the Serious Shift Blogcast. We would love any suggestions, feedback on topics, ideas, or challenges that may have you feeling stuck. Also, please leave a 5-star review wherever you are enjoying this content. It helps Dennis out tremendously. One last thing, if you would like to take your game to the next level, go visit SeriousShift.com and download for free our latest white paper. It will seriously begin to help you shift. On behalf of Dennis and the team, see you next episode.